Greeting, folks. Greeting, folks. And if you're just joining us, I'd like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatsoever you're watching from. And of course, this is LNTV Live coming to you from the Ministry of Information here on the bypass of the capital. My name is Christopher Passman. Of course, today we are here again for the Ministry of Information regular press briefing. And of course, today press briefing will play host to the Honorable Minister, Mr. Charlie Matthew Pierre, that's the Minister of Information, and Dr. Cecelia Cassell, the Executive Director for National Commission on Higher Education. And of course, today the Minister will address on key national issues, provide updates on ongoing government activities ranging from the Armed Forces of Liberia 69 Armed Forces Day that was held at the Barclay Training Center in Monrovia. And of course, moving forward, Dr. Cassell from the Executive Director, that's the National Commission on Higher Education, the Executive Director, Dr. Cecelia Cassell, will speak on the assessment and approval of new universities and colleges. And of course, the reassessment of the 80 universities and colleges currently accredited by the Commission. The planned engagement is intended to enhance public understanding of the Commission's work and reaffirm its commitment to transparency, accountability, and quality assurance in higher education. So today, this broadcast is being relayed on ELBC 99.9 or on online radio www.elbcradio.com and other frequencies around Monrovia. So in a short year's time, this press briefing going to start. If you're just joining us, we want to say welcome. This is LNTV, and of course today this press conference will be addressed by the Honorable Minister of Information, that's Mr. Charlie Matthew Pierre, and of course the Executive Director on National Commission on Higher Education of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Cecelia Cassell, and of course she's already here. And Dr. Cassell will speak on the ongoing assessment and approval of new universities and colleges. So in a moment from now, the Minister and his deputies will be walking through to have their seat. So this reassessment of the 80 university and colleges currently being accredited by the Commissioner, that's Dr. Madam Cecelia Cassell, she's going to be giving a clear update. So there we go with Deputy Minister for Technical Services and Deputy Minister for Public Safety, Daniel Sando. So we now turn our camera to the Director of Public Affairs at the Ministry of Information. So if you're just joining us, we want to say welcome.
Good afternoon and welcome our radio listeners, our television viewers,
we are now the Ministry of Information. We want to greet you on behalf of the senior management team and welcome all of you to this edition of the Ministry's regular press briefing. Dr. Cassell, on behalf of Ms. Sophia, who is not here because he has to attend our national engagement, we want to welcome you to the Charles Leon Press Hall here at the Ministry of Information. Your being here signifies your desire to effectively communicate with the public on your determination to drive the National Commission on Higher Education forward. So we welcome you. You have the opportunity to speak to the Liberian public, the media, and they will also quiz you on some of the things that I'm going to present to them today. With that being said, it is a matter of tradition that we speak to a number of issues at this press conference before we entertain remarks from our guests. As you are already aware, the President, His Excellency Joseph Imam Senior, has departed the country for Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to participate in the 39th ordinary section of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union. The event is scheduled from February 14 to 15, 2026. The high-level summit is seated by a state union hosted by His Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of Ethiopia, convening African leaders at the Nelson Mandela Hall of the Addis Ababa International Convention Center. The goal will be to deliberate on critical continental priorities, including peace and security, African Union institutional reforms, Africa's participation in the G20, the Agenda 2063, full security under the Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Program, climate action, and the African Continental Free Trade Area. During the opening ceremony, statements will be delivered by the chairperson of the African Union Commission, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, the Secretary General of the United Nations, and other distinguished international partners. The Assembly will also witness the handing over of the chairmanship of the African Union and the presentation of the AU Assembly team of the year. A key focus of the summit will be assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of the Agenda 2063. President Waga's participation reflects Liberia's commitment to multilateral diplomacy, regional peace and security, democratic governance, economic integration, and sustainable development across the African continent. The Liberian leader is expected to engage bilaterally with fellow heads of states and government and key partners on issues of mutual interest, including Liberia's development priorities, peace building, youth and women empowerment, and regional cooperation. The President is accompanied by a high-level delegation including Her Excellency Mrs. Katumu Waka, First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Sarah Besco Yanti, Dean of the President's Cabinet and Foreign Minister, Honorable Mamaka Abiriti, Minister of State for our portfolio, Honorable Anthony S. Myers, Deputy Minister for Fiscal Affairs, Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Honorable Dr. Louis Pocho, Minister of Health, and Honorable Mohammed Ali, Managing Director of Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. While the President is away, the Minister of Justice, Councillor Oxford and Tour will chair the Cabinet in consultation with the Vice President and the President via telephone. The Executive Mansion will provide updates on the outcome of the summit and engagement undertaken by the Liberian delegation. The President and delegation will return to Liberia following the conclusion of the engagement on 16 February 2026. So the President made strategic reshuffle and new appointments at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The changes are part of ongoing efforts to strengthen the effectiveness of Liberia's foreign service and enhance coordination of the country's international engagement. Daniel Koko, former Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, is now reassigned as Assistant Minister for International Organizations. Mr. Leon Traore, who previously served as Assistant Minister for European Affairs, is now appointed Assistant Minister for International Cooperation. Madam Naomi Gray, formerly Assistant Minister for International Cooperation, is reassigned as Assistant Minister for European Affairs. Additionally, the President appointed Jackie McKay as Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs. The portfolio is reasonable for foreign service coordination and welfare of Liberians abroad, in support of the responsibility of the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. Madam McKay brings to the position vast working experience with Liberians in the diaspora and a deep understanding of the challenges faced by foreign service personnel gaining through her years of living and working abroad. A couple of days ago, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced Liberia's bid for the AU Security Council, and based on existing realities, the government demonstrated regional leadership and commitment to peace and security by reconsidering that decision. The government reaffirmed strong commitment to regional peace and security and demonstrated leadership and solidarity within the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, and the broader international community. The government notes that in light of the evolving security dynamics in the Sahel sub-region, particularly growing out of threats of terrorism, and mindful of Liberia's current tenure on the United Nations Security Council, the country took a principled decision to step aside and allow the Republic of Benin to contest and assume the relevant seat in the African Union Peace and Security Council. The decision prioritizes the need to collaborate within the community and play a leadership role in peace and security. Benin's geographic proximity to the Sahel and its direct exposure to security challenges affecting the sub-region cannot be ignored and matters to Liberia. Liberia will bid for the next available opportunity in accordance with established regional processes. ECOWAS welcomed Liberia's approach and described it as a strategic and constructive move that further demonstrates Liberia's unwavering commitment to peace and security and regional cooperation. The decision to withdraw was taken by President Joseph Yuma Boyka following consultation with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Security Advisor, and a team in Addis Ababa, where discussions were held around the need to ensure Benin's participate in the AU Peace and Security Council. Liberia remains fully engaged in supporting collective efforts to address security threats in West Africa and continues to uphold its responsibilities at the United Nations Security Council. The National Transit Authority, as you may be aware, brought into the country fleets of buses that are being used to commute citizens across the country. But in addition to just making the buses available, the NTA announced that in a continual effort to enhance public transportation services across the country, the management is pleased to announce the reactivation of 3 important routes. And this takes effective March 2nd, 2026, says the NTA will resume operations on the following key routes: Monrovia to Babolo. The 7 days are they depart Monrovia to Babolo Monday and Friday, and they depart Babolo Tuesdays and Saturdays for a fare of 700 Liberian dollars. The pickup point will be in Douala Saturday market. The second route is Monrovia to Lofa, particularly in Onjama and Zozo. 7 days, Wednesdays. They depart Onjama and Zozo to Monrovia on Friday for a fee of $3,500. Pickup point via the NTA head office. The tail route is Monrovia to Secretary and Bam. That route is from Monday to Saturday. They depart Bam to Monrovia on Monday evening. The Secretary to Monrovia service will be available throughout the week, excluding Mondays. Of course, the pickup point will be regular packaging. In addition to the reactivation of these routes, the NTA is implementing fare adjustment on several existing routes across the country with the goal of improving the quality of services. These new fares are as follows. Monrovia to Ganta, the current fare was $500, is being adjusted to $600. Monrovia to Buchanan, the current fare was $300, being adjusted to $400. Monrovia to Goldwater, the current fare is $400, has been adjusted to $500. Ravenscourt Junction, current fare is $300, being adjusted to $400. The NTA notes that these adjustments will take effect on Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. The NTA is committed to providing affordable, reliable, and efficient transportation services to the public. The NTA thanks our customers for the continuous support and coordination as they expand and enhance the network to better serve the nation. So although, like I said, it was Armed Forces Day, it was celebrated in recognition of the sacrifices that the valiant men and women in arms continue to make in the service of our nation and in the defense of the territorial integrity of the country. The President made remarks and he principally announced a 4-year plan from 2026 to 2029 to strengthen the military by recruiting 2,400 new troops, renovating barracks in Bombing and Maryland counties, and completing a mental health facility at the 14 military hospital. The chief executive also outlined initiatives to increase female participation in the armed forces of Liberia. The Ministry of Justice has announced strict enforcement of the vehicle and traffic laws after observing widespread misuse of serene by some unauthorized individuals in the country. The ministry notes that under Title 38, Section 6.21, only police, fire service, and designated emergency vehicles may use sirens. only in legitimate emergencies. Serene privileges do not attach to public office, rank, or status, including ministers, legislators, and private escorts. And citizens are not authorized to use serene at will. The military notes that violators will face citation from law enforcement officers, seizure of vehicles, imposition of fines, and prosecution. Law enforcement officers have been directed by the Ministry of Justice to ensure strict adherence and to enforce these provisions for compliance to the rule of law. Lastly, before we entertain remarks from Dr. Cassell, Public Works Minister Golden Games had a meeting with the visiting delegation from Sando Development Fund. The goal of the meeting centered around seeking additional financing to extend the 85% completed Manga to Menikoma Road by 64 kilometers to Vonjama City. The Solid Development Fund expressed interest in funding roads in Enugu, but also raised concerns about procurement delays. They urged Liberia to take more proactive steps in future engagement. During the meeting, Minister Greaves gave reassurances of the government of Liberia's commitment to rapid infrastructure growth and narrated a detailed account of the circumstances surrounding the implementation of the Manga to Menikoma project, which is now at 85% completion. He noted at the same time making a strong case for finalizing on the remaining 64 kilometers to connect Vonjama City. The Solid Fund for Development has been a very good partner and has demonstrated immense support for Liberia. The Minister noted that Liberia remains grateful for the partnership. He also believed that the Solid Development Fund sees the rationale of aiding the government of Liberia to complete the project. The delegation led by Abdul Rahim bin Ajad, Director of West Africa Operations, acknowledged Minister Green kind words and disclosed that his team was in the country to assess the Manga to Menikoma project and evaluate new financing first for critical national priorities, with focus on eliminating the two major ban constraints, roads and energy. I'll now stop here. And invite Dr. Cassell to the podium to speak to you, and then we'll jointly entertain some questions with their ends.
Thank you, Mr. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr. Good afternoon. So I think we are here to interact, right? I will talk and then you ask me 2 questions. So when I say good afternoon, you say good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, thank you. Okay. Firstly, I want to say thanks to the President of the Republic of Liberia for giving me the opportunity to serve my country. It is a privilege and not a right. We have most citizens here who are qualified, like Dr. Cassell, but we saw Dr. Cassell and he said, I think she can make it. So I'm grateful. I also want to use this medium to say thanks to the President. He also appointed me last year or so as the board chair for LIPA, and I had to step down because of this new position. So maybe I did something when I was chair of LIPA, and he said, I think she can do better. So that put her there. So I just want to say thanks to the government, the President, and everybody for this opportunity to serve my country. I consider it as a service and not a job. Because I always tell people if I want to work, or I'm looking for a job, I can go right in my backyard and cut grass, and then I work. But this is service to the nation. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So I have come this afternoon. First of all, let me let you know I took over on the 17th of November 2024. So I've been in the position almost 3 months. But 3 months is a very long time for you to be able to do something. So I have come this afternoon to share with you what we have done and what we intend to do to move the NCSU forward. I inherited 80 universities and colleges all over Liberia. I inherited 53 universities and colleges pending approval. So we are talking about 133 universities and colleges in the Republic of Liberia. Since I took over, even today, people have been coming to ask us where we are or where they are when it comes to accrediting them because they have applied, they have paid their money already for assessment. So I want to use this, and I just told them, well, we'll get to you. So I want to use this media. I hope they are all listening to me. I will appeal to them that yes, you have paid your money, you applied, you have paid your money, you pay your money. It means that you can't want me to do your assessment because you took your money. When I say we as the institution, I was not there, but I'm there now, so I'm part of the we. We will get to you. We don't want to rush. We already have 80. What we want to do is to look at what we already have, the 80. See how far they are, to know exactly what they are doing, how they are doing what they are doing, who they have doing what they are doing, and what they need to do and do it better. Once we are clear with that, we are going to turn to those who already have the documents on my desk for me to look at. This is, I'm sending it out as an appeal to those who already have the documents of us. Just before I came, somebody was in my office and said they applied about a year ago. They want to, I should give them opportunity to focus on the progress. So I just appealed to the president and said, please listen to me, I'm going on the air, I'll be talking to all of you. So please, those of you who have applied, you have paid your money, please bear with us. We are going to get back to you soon and very soon. So if you look on, I guess you got the paper, we are also talking about reassessment. Somebody will ask why reassessment. Before I got to the commission, the previous team went around to assess the colleges and universities in Liberia. But there have been complaints from the colleges and universities that they were not assessed properly. So we want to start at fresh. Good. We are working with them, they are also working with us. So we want to do the assessment again. This time around, we want to use it in another way. According to them, it was like there's a rope in this room, and we are here to catch the rope. But you know, for me, my background, if you know, for me, you find me online in the area of research. So, if my way, I want to take it in another way, let you know I am coming, send my instrument ahead, you do your own assessment, you know, and send me your feedback. Then we go and say, okay, you told us you have 5 bathrooms for the students. We want to see the 5 bathrooms because you did your own assessment. So we came to see what is true that we have the 5 bathrooms. Yes, the 5 bathrooms are there. Bathroom being there, I want it being accessible and okay for the student. That's another thing, right? So, sorry, I'm a teacher, so I will be asking some questions. So you have 5 bathrooms, but maybe 2 of the 5 are not in good condition. So it's 5 minus 2. They are there, but we can use them. So you say, okay, you have a library. We say, okay, the institution says there's a library. We went there, yes, the library is there, it's written on the door, the library. Do we have books in the library? Yes, books are there. What year were these books written? You know, so these are some of the things that we want to do. Make sure our universities are able to serve our students and serve our students very well. So we are going to do the reassessment. We intend to send the instrument ahead. They do their own assessment, send it to us, they will go back to see what they have done. It was done before, but they are not satisfied. This time we are going to partner to do the assessment. So if you come over your fine, you come over ours, we meet at a point in the tree or disagree and settle everything before we move forward and take any action. So if we went and we have a stellar set and we didn't see what they are looking for, if we close you down, we will. If we suspend your license, we will. If we ask you, okay, you can operate, but we give you a few months to improve on the other areas, we will. If we give you the go-ahead to continue, we give you the go-ahead to continue. But I think, I always say that right now outside the world, like always in the world, so we can't be in the world and doing something that we are only doing. So we need to be on path with other people. It's not magically our performing, it's just that people are doing what they're supposed to do. So I think I have come to this position to do what I think we should do to get the system right. So we are going to do the assessment. I also planning an acquaintance visit to the institution. First hand information, you know, they say 80, I don't know where you are. You can't be a leader, you don't know where to find your people. So I'm planning to do a acquaintance visit to 80 universities to get first hand information, just to talk with people there and just look around. Then we plan for our next step. And these are institutions that are already accredited by the commission. Those who are those that are pending, not going to visit them now, but those that will give our paper to and say, you can go and operate. We are going to visit your institution to know what you are doing, just to get to know the president, get to know the environment, you know, and all. So far, what have we done since I took over? These are things we intend to do, right? What have we done more that we intend to do? What have we done so far? Please let me use my t-shirt cap. Let me see those of you who know we have relocated the institution. We are no longer to where we are. Okay, if you don't know, then I'm news for you. We are no longer to where we used to be. We moved Comerton back road where the police are. Just if you're coming from here, just before you get to Enfield, there's a big austere orange building. LACC used to be in our building. I think they say RAA used to be in our building too. There where we are, if you are looking for us, you can find us right there. So that what we have done initially to make it to know we are serious people. You can find us there. We are very serious people. You can come there and find us. Okay, we have a meeting with almost all of the presidents of the universities to let them know how we are going to move. We are going to move as a team. Working on a team player, we are going to move as a team. You play your part, I play my part, and we move like we go forward. So we had this meeting, and there were several things that we discussed. Some of the plans that we have, we put it before them. They asked some technical questions, and one of the things that raised serious concern for them is, and I will say it here, I'm from the university background. I came from the university like before, as a dean going to that position. I noticed that I have first degree in mathematics. My second degree is in English, right? I have master's degree. Don't I have? I have master's degree. But then I come back to the university to teach. I'm teaching English. What am I doing? I'm using my first degree to teach first degree students. My master's, I'm teaching mathematics. My second degree is in English. So these are things that we are going to look for. So what we have done now is to request the presidents to send me the profile of the faculty that we have now. From some of them, we have requested them to also send us the courses they are assigned to teach. So, for instance, Dr. Cassell is there. She holds PhD. She won't tell you what I already know. I won't tell you. But then I'm teaching something different. So we need to know how we can advise them and advise them to move the institution forward. So we have requested all of them to send in the faculty, those who are teaching both full-time and adjunct faculty, to send us the profile so we can have record. And it's no secret that many times people complain that we have people with fake credentials in our system. Journalists know it, they know where I know. So we also need to check. We also need to check and know whether you can check on me, you find me. Let somebody else check on you to know if you can find. So we want to do that so we can ensure that our system has the right people doing the right thing for us to move the system forward. We had a training we are looking for people to help us set up a digital system. This is the 21st century. We can't be moving around with paper. They say that, like I said, when you came with paper, why I came with paper, you told me, say, don't carry a computer in heavy. I went to kind of make more to know that, you can know that, I know how to use computer. But you say, you can't just be making there. So we want to have a complete digital system. So because of that, we invited somebody to do a display. We told him what we want. He should do a display so we can see. We don't want a system where you want a document with 10 paper to find a document. But I can just plug maybe your last name or whatever that will assign to you and just come and say, oh yeah, that's what I say. So we want to have that system set up that will help us. Now what is happening is that students are applying or have applied for scholarship. They need letter attestation from us. On Tuesday, I was almost beaten because they are coming to me Like, that's the only thing I have to do to sign letter attestation. You know, I have other things to do. The institution has a policy. If you come to your letter, 3 to 5 working days before you get it. But you bring it this morning and sit outside and say, I should sign. I won't just sign. I need to do my background check, because I always say my signature is me. If I sign it and it's not done properly, someone will say, but that one is educated. Why is sign that? So if we have the digital system, we spoke to during our meeting with the presidents, we spoke to them that we need or compete when your students are writing, like the universal library, so we put your student on. We want a full list of your students, so we can put in our database. We don't have problem with you. When they come, we just plug it in and say, okay, this person is still, but it's even a risk that we are taking to call people and say, do you know Cecelia Cassell? She said, Cecelia Cassell, we have given that number she put in the letter, we have never empty number. And we call it empty, the empty say yes, oh yes, Cecelia Cassell is business. Then the document is signed. So we need to have we want to have a complete database, so any people looking for people, and we have one person who will do presentation. And you know, like what they say, you should bring, then they bring one person. So we're trying to see who can get on board to help us set up that system. We are also engaged with some partners, because we are always crying, no money, no money, no money, and no money at the commission. Actually, no money. So we are engaging partners. The government has partners. We are engaging them to see what they can do for us to get some of the work that we want to do done. So once they are willing to help us, we will ask them to do what they can do, and ask the government to do what they are supposed to do to help us move the institution forward. Now, what we intend to do, we have developed the policy and other documents revised. The institution policy act was developed in 1989. 1989, there were just very few universities and colleges. 1989, we did not really know Bonanza. Today, the world is changing. So what we did, we picked up the act and we revised it, to fit real time. That we have done. We also took our quality control document, because we are talking about quality higher education. We revised that already. We want to. Then we did our work plan, but we cannot present it now, because as I said, we are working with the institutions. So we want to have a validation workshop where we call people, even few press people will be there to see what we are doing. Let us look at the document together, let us agree, disagree, and get it right. Then we send the policy documents to the board for approval. We send the act to the board will take it to the president will look at it and take it to the house for approval, then we can move on. So, the database we are talking about, we intend to have faculty registered in the database. One of the main reasons why we want to, not the only reason, that we want to have our students log in. We have the issue of World Trade Center. People come from there with documents and penetrate our system. But if we have all of our values in the Republic of Liberia registered with the institution, anybody who wants to employ somebody will contact us, we'll check in our database and say, yes, Cecelia Cassell provided for teaching. She has the credential that you need. So you won't get World Trade Center person. If you want to teach at the university, we already have, even you here. Get ready, we are coming to you, we'll bring a degree, we'll register them. Every Liberian should register. Once you have a degree, you should register in the Commission on Higher Education. It will save you, it will save the country and save the population. So we intend to have a complete database that will register everybody in our system. So NGO will come and say looking for people, just contact us. You can find the person. Yes, the person guided for. Even if you came from out with your degree, you must register with the system. That's what we are trying to put in place. We also want to make our monitoring and evaluation department very visible. Meaning, we must go around not less than 2 times a year. People will say maybe no money to go, but 18 university to run around and plenty money. But at least 2 times a year, you should visit the institution in the first semester, second semester to see what they are doing. You know, maybe we came this time, you knew, and then you fix something. Next semester, we come, what have you done? We met this year, what else have you done? So we want to make our monitoring and evaluation really very visible that we, you know, I came from, those of you don't know, I came from education background. I'm a teacher educator. I'm a teacher by profession, then I'm a teacher educator, meaning I can train teachers. Teaching is a profession. For those of you who don't know, teaching is a profession all by itself. Now you hear they say education. They say educated. They say education. So those who are teaching in universities, they are educated. Beautiful. They have all of the degrees, they are well educated. But they are not educators. But they find themselves as educators, right? We need to do something to help them because they left the era. You are a very good accountant. You should be in the bank of administration of finance doing something. But you find yourself in a classroom teaching accounting students. Do you know how to teach? So we're trying to see, and if you do what you're doing, because you may just be telling story and not teaching. So even if you tell a story, do you know how to assess the students to the story that you have told them? You told them anyway. So we want to have all of our faculty in the Republic of Liberia with teaching certificates. You got your PhD, you got your EDD, or what have you, for you are a medical doctor, you should be in the hospital. You left the hospital, you are in the classroom. In the classroom, we got words we use in the classroom. We got techniques we use in the classroom. So you come to us, say you left your home, you came to us, you come to give you training and certificate you as an educator who can now teach and who can now teach students. You know, I was a student at the university and we learn from experience, right? Sometimes the way people draw tests, university students will sit there and say, but man, they teach the thing else. You know, that thing might not talk about the thing else, but we drew tests on it. Because you missed the boat. What you were looking for is what you tried to look for. He left that one, he went to think of something different. So we need to know, train our people how to teach and how to draw tests. I'm not promising you will be this year, but it's a long-term something before, if President Waka will keep me there for that time, before I can leave. Then we can get that. If we get to complete the whole country, but at least the policy is there, others will come to follow. So I think I want to stop here for some time. And if you have questions, what side of people right now?
So before we take the questions, I just want to announce here that the case involving Mr. Samuel Goldwell and the others was a co-defendant who are on trial for mismanaging over, let's say, billions of dollars of public funds. The Supreme Court entertained argument. The lawyers representing the defendant pray for re-argument. Supreme Court has finally ruled, and the their appeal to the Supreme Court was denied. In that case, is expected to resume at a trial court. We just want to announce to the public because I know there is a lot of apprehension out there about the government fight against corruption. And we have consistently said that while the president has demonstrated a political will, we cannot be arbitrary about it. It has to be done in keeping with the rule of law. So all these people that have been indicted, and some are already on trial, the court has its own bureaucracy, and the public should be aware of that bureaucracy. It doesn't in any way negate the fact that the government is not fighting corruption. So the Supreme Court has found a rule. Mr. Tue and co-defendants, they're going back to the trial court to answer to the charges that the state has brought against them. Thank you.
So we will now take questions. Just reserve your name and the institution you are reporting for.
My name is Kamina Medina and I'm a host for UFM. Dr. Cassell, your vision is to enhance public understanding of the Foundation's work and reference the commitment to transparency. What is your speech to safeguard your institution against malpractice?
My name is Joseph Tefula and I report for TrueLiberia. The 24th of June 2025, the predecessor that was 1 year. We wanted this program to inform the body that about 2 higher level institutions were suspended because they were not compliant with the government of the bill. Additionally, we said that about 31 higher level institutions they are not operating under compliance. They are not in compliance with the government. They are operating illegally. He said they were going to, the governor is going to suspend those institutions. I want to know whether you met those reports on the text. If those reports are there, what are you doing to ensure that what the predecessor that the one thing inform the public about, that will you do?
Thank you. My name is Alex Ismo and I report for TrueLiberia Television. Dr. Cassell, I would like you to please tell me some of your top priorities or the Commission's top priorities for strengthening quality assurance and accreditation standards across higher education institutions this year in Liberia. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Cassell. My name is David KB and I report for Royal TV Liberia. Dr. Cassell, you spoke about so many things since you took over, what you intended to do for the institution and what you have done. But earlier, it was the middle part of last year, your predecessor said that the work on you spoke about the issue of bachelor's degree, older teaching bachelor's and master teaching masters. Since you took over, what are you intending to do to stop that?
So thank you. I'm Lars, the panel for Engineers Liberia. I think that's what you want.
One question.
Wait, then go ahead.
Yeah. So my question to the Deputy Minister, Mr. Sando, over last weekend, we saw the leadership of the 55th National Legislature now comprising of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker at the 72nd Paris. And over time, victims are being crying on the government. They're looking to that pleading to get additional time, at least compensate them if you leave that space. Is it saying the leadership there? Is there any place on the way? Are there any places on the way of reconciliation for the whole serving of those victims who are being burned in the government. And to Dr. Cassell, you have a prospect, and I do commend you for all that you have said. In terms of mobility, are you lacking mobility to move? Because mine, Liberia is very big. You have 14 counties. Way in southeast there, you have all the rural universities there. Are there any place no way to enhance the manpower and this work able to strengthen and develop information team as well to the nations?
Next question.
Thank you. My name is Sando, and for starting. My question is to Dr. Cassell. With the widespread of deficiency within the deterrent of system of education, and how robust is your institution ready for enforcing the regularity?
Hello, my name is Jackson. I find a report for Sun TV. My first question goes to Dr. Cassell. You spoke plenty about a lot of things happening in your institution. You've gone 3 months, but you fall short to mention a specific achievement that you've made within a period of 3 months. Yeah, you inherited, an institution where Dr. Wogonyo was in charge at the time. From where you started, within the course of 100 days, what have you done to make sure that there is a change within the institution? And the next question goes to Minister Sando. Yeah, so over the period of time, I did a little investigations about journalist Charles William and the honor bestowed on him, especially the complex there that's truly named in his honor. So most of the respondents allege that Mr. Charles William was in complexity with the co-plotters, being that he was from Liver County and his alliance with Thomas Cooper and the like of others made it very difficult to really complete the story that he was in fact independent, that he took side with the Cooper plotters. So I just wanted to respond to that. Thank you.
So thank you. My name is Francis for recruiting for MSP. So Dr. Cassell, can you tell the public, some of those cardinal requirements was that's a word for university, for college to perform. Thank you.
Thank you, next question. Allow me for testimony, please.
Hi, thanks for coming and for this live stream. I do both for Liberia. My question goes to Dr. Cassell. You actually spoke about those who have earned degree to get them registered at your foundation. And you didn't care to mention if there will be any cost attached. If so, what will be the cost? And the next question will go to the Deputy Minister on understanding. In recent time, there was some alleged allegation that the president of Sonan address was actually hacked. And then Mr. Pia also came out to say that there was some investigation going on. And he has passed over 30 days now. How far with the investigation?
Thank you. Next question.
Thank you. You were smoke and I go for the former newspaper and that of the online. I listened to the President Minister Sando. And I heard him make some announcement about incrementing the transportation fare of NCA buses. So I'm concerned as to whether, because initially the government told the public that these buses were not intended for generating revenue or maximizing profits, but we are he announced that there will be some increment in major routes, so I'll let it go for that. Why is the government now trying to increase prices or try to increase the transportation fare of these buses?
Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Pesman, and I report for the Agro Broadcasting System. Thanks so much, Dr. Cassell. With the main points you highlighted in your presentation, I mean, it all goes well. This is serve as a testament to your true work. Talking about reassessment according to fake credential and all this, I'm concerned what is the current challenges being faced with your institutions, and how is the commission intend to impact on them? Thank you.
Last question.
Thank you, it's a privilege. Good afternoon, Dr. Cassell. My concern is about, I report for the Democracy Watch newspaper and Blessed Memorial. For the 18 universities and colleges you mentioned, in terms of gender classification, do you care to share with us in terms of the regions of these universities, the counties, how many universities we have in the regions, and in terms of the counties, how do you declassify the figure and the data of these 18 universities over the country?
Thank you. Those are other questions, Dr. Cassell.
Well, he said the first question is what is autonomous scheme? I think I have given what is autonomous scheme. I just told you where we are and what we intend to go. So those things that are autonomous scheme are what I just explained to you. Okay, like you heard in the news that 22 institutions were suspended. They were also on the news today. I got turned one note from Dr. Wonkoyo. There were certain things that were not mentioned in the turned one note. And since I've been trying to get to him, I'm told he has traveled to the US. So I didn't get, but it's true that we all heard that 22 were suspended and there were others who were operating without being accredited. And that is why we are going to do reassessment. You know, we say reassessment because if those who were suspended are complaining they were suspended illegally or they didn't treat them fair, and there were others who said, or whatever, we'll do the whole reassessment to get the data and know where we are, if they will remain suspended, if we are going to suspend more, we get to know. So I said earlier, we are going to do the assessment over. What will be the cost of registering degree? I can say here, I know what the cost will be. I'm not in the budget era. I said earlier, I'm a teacher. That we have to work with people. One thing I know is to tell what I intend to do when it comes to the spending of the money. Those who are responsible to say that. So I'm sorry to disappoint you that I can't say what it is that you pay to register a degree. If I tell you $10, tomorrow it becomes $25. It's very generous to say, but he said $10. Why are you charging $50? So please forgive me. I won't be able to answer that. Thank you. Somebody asked, since I took what have I done? I think I just told you what we have done. Revising policy here and there, working with partners to see what they can do to help the institutions, having meeting with the presidents to know, let them know where we are going. You know, those are things that I've done within a few days, a few months I've been there, less than 3 months I've been there. So I think I just told you what I've done and what in fact I intend to do. Yeah. So it's just the same thing. Bachelor, teaching bachelor. Everything will come up during the assessment. Then we'll know exactly what to do. Because besides bachelor, teaching bachelor, master teaching bachelor, I said master teaching bachelor, but master in this place on the bachelor. I think I said that. I gave you an example where somebody has mathematics, first degree, and in the second degree, he comes back to the university and teaching mathematics. So he's using the first degree knowledge to teach first degree and not the bachelor, the master. Master is in a complete different era. Bachelor is in a complete different era. So you're using your first degree to teach first degree. So we're trying to say, if you have master in English, I mean in first degree English, if you do second degree English, I mean you become knowledgeable. Yes, so I think I said that. It is true that master teaching master, because as I said to you earlier, I'm from the University of Liberia, so the assessment result will tell us everything. And when the assessment is done, the report is ready, I'm going to come right back here and tell you, I promise you that, you know, when the board said go ahead because I'm being covered by the board, then we can come back here and tell you what we have done. So I don't want to say it is institutional, master, teaching master, this and that. So we are taking as we are assuming, right? You won't know what they say. You are not created the what? But the law can say something. You know, so we are assuming master, teaching master. So we want to go now and say, is it true? We heard a master, teaching master. So I said to you that I requested for the credential all of the faculty teaching every university or college in this country, along with the courses they are assigned to teach. That I told you. So that's something that I've done there already. Challenges, it can finish. And we all know what the very big one is, right? I don't think that should be a secret. The money will be a challenge. You can have all the good plans, and if you don't have the funds to implement what we intend to do, that will be a great challenge for us. But we are working with partners. We'll work with the government to see what they can do. I trust the government. No, I trust the government. Because I know what we got initially. And when I went walking around, I know what it added for us. So we leave from where we were to come to where we are. So I trust the government will surely make it. The president is one of those who complained and heard him before talking about HN University. So definitely I know he will support the NCHE to be able to deliver and deliver very well. I'm a Christian, I believe in that will happen. In Jesus' name. Okay, somebody asked about where the universities are. If you ask me, I just don't know, I don't know. That is why I say I'm going for a quintessence visit. The one good thing I can tell you, you have university in the southeast, you have them all in the for education region, all three. Sorry, really, what you call is different, for education 3. So we have them region 1, 2, and 3. So we are going to visit them and see where they are. Then I will be able to tell you, but I'm not from there. I only have meeting with some of the presidents who were available. So somebody will say, why some of the presidents, not all of the presidents? So let me answer that before you ask that question. People are moving, you know, changing president here and there. So when I took all the list I've received, I went by that list to contact the people. So if I call you and you were president at a university, you no longer there. You know, they call it, there is something in data they call snowballing. I told you I'm a researcher, right? Something in data collection they call snowballing. So if I call you, you are not there. Then you say, oh, but it's so place. You know, so the person who is there now, here is his contact. Then I go back and contact the person. But unfortunately for us, we could not get all of the people. So we got the number we got, we have a meeting with them, and we are working and working very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me welcome Ms. Sophia to walk in the press conference while the questions have been asked. The minister will be so far when I'm done responding to the questions that we directed to me. Any reconsideration or package for 72nd barrage? People who are leaving 72nd barrage? Not to my knowledge. The presence of the leadership of the legislature was out of a call made by a district representative, Cecelia Cassell. Those being affected are citizens and residents of our district. So she brought the issue to the attention of the leadership of the legislature. So they wanted. Whether they got any package for them, I guess it's because they have not announced that. But one thing you have to bear in mind is that the welfare of the guardian men and women in arms is a concern for the government. I highlighted some of the plans the president revealed to the celebration of the armed forces. I don't know if Sophia will add to it, but you have to understand that these are men and women who have sacrificed for the country. So, what people want compensation, I have no idea, we have no idea. But the welfare of the army is a concern for the government. The place belongs to them, and they have that entitled them to it. Charles William was linked to the coup plot. That's news to me. So Jackson, maybe when you do your research, you have to try to give sources to properly balance what you put out there, because it's a public platform. To say the journalist who died in the exercise of the duty was linked to the plotter of the field coup is something I would not want to make a subject of discussion here. To do your research, you have to properly research, because all this while, nobody has said anything about it is an investigation. So that investigation has to be supported by facts, and here we will not speculate. How far will the investigation in the case of the president's speech? The minister announced that the Ministry of State was investigating. Did he give a timeline? No. He gave a timeline. And the goal of that investigation is not, like he said, to come back and say, oh, we investigated the president's speech was linked by this morning. No. It's meant for corrective measures. It's an internal investigation. The statement for the NTA was clear that the goal of readjusting the fare is to improve services. How do you think the buses run? When the buses were brought, never said it would be free ride. Those buses have to be maintained. To maintain the buses requires money. So if the people said we're charging $300 from here every junction to Buchanan, and it's taking on $400, I think that's still reasonable. Those were other questions. Thank you. So Minister Pia will make a remark, and then we'll close the press conference for the day. All right, so I wasn't here because I had my friend November. As usual, they have done a great job, but there are few policy positions of the government as they were articulated by the president that we have to emphasize, if not re-emphasize. And I'm glad I heard him talking about the men and women in arms and how our government perceives them and what they believe should be going forward. So the first major policy statement that came out of the president's armed forces in yesterday is the commitment that between now and 2029 we will recruit at least 600 men annually. So what that means is that 600 men and women of the armed forces will be recruited in 2026, another 600 will be recruited in 2027, another 600 in 2028, and another 600 in 2029. That's what was pronounced as the policy position of the government. The armed forces, our command and the Ministry of Defense, listen. I had a brief meeting with them immediately after the formal ceremonies yesterday, and they look forward to executing that policy position of the president. What that also means is that every arm of the government that will have a role to play will have to take seriously that policy position of the president and play their part in ensuring that what has been pronounced the president is done. The finance ministry will have to be concerned about cost, budgeting, salaries, and different segments of the government will have to take seriously what they're supposed to do, because when the president makes a policy position, there can be no turnaround. The only thing you have to do is to work towards execution. And this is one reason why you should also understand that the current drive for those places that are considered properties of the armed forces will not be compromised. When you recruit 600 persons yearly between now to 2029, you will just need to pay them monthly salaries, they need accommodation, and all the other attendant benefits associated with them will have to be met. The president also said the Camp Cecelia is overcrowded. They will be decongesting, renovating barracks across the country, and redeploying soldiers there. We will be increasing that by 600 per year. It means there will be more need for accommodation for our men and women in army. Ensuring that they live dignified lives as soldiers is something the government will not compromise. So just as we'll be expanding the force, we'll also be expanding all of the things they need to protect and defend our country. I want to also assure you that one reason why the AFL is the force for good is that the system that was developed for recruitment in the armed forces involves multiple actors. And amongst those actors are our international partners. That is a guarantee and an assurance that the recruitment will not be based on any political or other lineages. Because all our international people who are involved or who been involved since the AFL was re-established, those standards that they paid aside are always scrupulously followed. And in the case of the 600 per annum, they will still be followed. And I'm saying this because tomorrow somebody will say, oh, yeah, the other party people say they will recruit 600 people per year to go where the parties needed. No. We don't even want to know the tribes that people come from, the parties they belong to. The primary requirement is that they should be Liberian citizens. They will do background check on them to know their character. They will have to be a minimum high school graduate. Of course, college graduates do come. That's different professional battalions in the armed forces, the agriculture battalion, the engineering battalion. These are battalions that have professional people. So yes, the minimum qualification academically to be high school graduates or even PhDs can apply to be part of the armed forces. So the same guys are there because our international friends are involved, and the recruitment will be consistent with what it has been since the reorganization of the armed forces. So I thought it was important to make that very clear, because the usual politics will come. People will normally say things before they even think. What are those things they say will make sense, they don't make sense. We are determined to just be the play, but to have the assurances from the government that there are already laid down processes and procedures that will be following since rebranding the army. Those same procedures, processes, and requirements will be upheld. Thank you for your attention.
So folks, that was it. You just listened to Deputy Minister Sando alongside with the Executive Director of the National Commission on Higher Education. Lastly, you listened to the Minister of Proper, Mr. Gerald Matthew Priya, and of course providing more updates and more emphasis on the armed forces of Liberia, newest recruit, particularly with the president's pronouncement on the 69th anniversary day celebration. And of course, you also listened to Dr. Cassell. She said a whole lot regarding this higher education, ranging from your quantitative visit, fake credentials, and of course, you also talked about reassessment within the higher education. So I want to say thanks for watching. Whatever you are, my name is Christopher. I have been every day all of the updates.